So unsolicited walk-in applicants. So this is also another very useful or popular method of external source of recruitment. The company or organization will go for this type of recruitment when there are too many vacant positions across different levels in the organization. If there are one or two, you can give ads. If you have too many vacancies across different levels of the organization, that time organizations will go for walk-in interviews, wherein they will invite applications from different people for various positions. And when they receive these applications, either in person or through electronic email, then what they do is they will shortlist, or they will scrutinize these resumes. They will see which application is matching to their current vacancies, and they will call these people for interview, and further selection process will take place. In case the application received from the people, they do not match to the current vacancy, they will not be discarded. They will always be maintained in database for future reference or future use. So walk-in interviews are the most effective way, I can say, of external recruitment, only when you have too many vacancies open. Then again, walk-in interviews are mainly used for entry-level position, at the most the mid-level position. The higher mid and the top-level positions are never, invited through walk-in applications. They are always given to either consultancies, or you have an indigenous, what you call, talent acquisition team in your organization. So what happens is, when a person goes for walk-in interview in person, okay, uh, so physically when you're attending the walk-in interview, usually when they put walk-in interview board, or they will publicize it, they will usually give you the venue, the timing, and the date, and also email address if you're willing to put it through electronic media. So if they receive emails, then they will shortlist and they will call, and they will make sure the other emails received are categorized as in various categories and stored in database. They will not be lost in the system. And if person is attending on the very day of interview, they will take the application, they will see if it matches any of the vacancy which is presently there in the organization, then they will conduct the interview. If not, they will collect the resumes of the people, and they will intimate them whenever there is a vacancy for such position. So this is how walk-in interviews work in the organization. So one advantage of this walk-in interview is, one, it saves you, spending too much money on advertisement, because you cannot, it's not feasible to advertise 10 different positions, okay, because the advertisement slot is very less and the cost is more, whether it is newspaper, radio, or TV. And it gets quite confusing to see different position open of a same company. Okay, it's very confusing. Every day you see one advertisement of the same company with different positions. So when you put on walking, any interested people who like to work in your organization will come and approach. So that is one big advantage of walk-in interviews. The next one is consultancies. I have told you, consultancies are recruitment firms which work as an outsource agencies for the companies. They will have tie-up with different companies, and they will find you the candidate. Instead of the organization internal team, it will be given to these consultancies, and they find the right candidate for the job or the vacant position. So how does consultancy things work? So you will find n number of consultancies, one which work for entry level, then there are specialized consultancies or recruitment firms which work only for the top level executives, and then there are consultancies which work only in hiring or procuring blue collar jobs. So there are different consultancies. So these consultancies have wide network, very good network with people as well as the companies. So they know which fish is in which river and how you can procure it. So these are the people, like it's the go-to option for organization which have too many people, or the hierarchy is too much, when the responsibility is too much, or you can say the most innovative organizations, they try to go for consultancies. Advantages: one, it will save time for the people within the organization, that is the internal team. And because the internal team, they have limited what you call network, so, and they have limited knowledge on how to find these people. So when you give it to consultancies who are very well in the same job, it will become easier for you to find candidates. They will have huge database of candidates. Whatever database you have either received through walk-in or earlier employees or someone who will apply through the website, it is limited. But the database which consultants have, it's huge. So the chances of getting a better candidate is more here. Two, they will, even if you're going for headhunting, that is poaching someone from other organization, these consultants have very good network. They will even have informal rapport with these employees, and there are good chances they can allure these people to join your organization. So that is another advantage that you go for consultants. And you save lot of time. The man hours which is I won't say wasted, which would be required to recruit people on your own, to conduct the selection test and all those things, that will be reduced, and that can be used to do or take important decisions or make important decisions in the organization than sitting together like for months together or days together on recruiting 2 or 3 candidates. So it's about cost and money. But also consultancies, they charge fees and they charge commission. Usually how it happens is, I gave a consignment. If I give a consignment to a consultancy to hire me VP marketing, so the condition will be, whatever is your requirement, you will tell them how many years of experience, which location, in which industry he must have worked, because marketing are present in all industry, whether in FMCG, whether in healthcare. So you can specify those. Once you specified, they'll find the candidate and they'll send for interview to your organization. And if you confirm the candidate, you will not give them the commission at once. There will be clauses. Me being, worked as a executive recruitment search firm, so it so happens, if that candidate will stick with the company minimum for 3 months, only then we get paid the commission. If he quits the organization within 3 months, then there will be no commission, and also there will be clauses like you will have to give another candidate in place of him. You have to find a replacement because that candidate left within 3 months. And if that candidate stays with you for 3 months, then you can claim certain percentage on their annual salary. Whatever will be the CTC of that candidate which you have placed in the organization, you will get percentage of that. Now that percentage differs from organization to organization and consultancy to consultancy. So usually they charge anywhere between 20 to 30% of their CTC. So since they are getting the percentage on their annual CTC, these recruitment firms, they will try to fix him up for a good package because their commission is dependent on his package. So these are all the advantages of, approaching consultants. Only disadvantages, they are a bit expensive. If you would do it indigenously, in-house recruitment, it would cost you less. Since you have to pay them commission, so it will be a bit expensive. So during such times when recession is going on, okay, or when there is economic breakdown, so you will not approach these consultants. You will search them yourselves. Instead of paying them commission, you can rather give it as CTC to the candidate you're hiring. So this is about consultancy. Naida, please off your video. And the next one is cyber recruitment. We all know cyber recruitment is something which you do online using your electronic media. So there are n number of sites available these days for searching a job and also for posting a job. Now these websites like Naukri.com, Monster.com, Indeed, or even your LinkedIn, it's not just for employees or prospective job candidates, it's also for employers. Where you will find a job seekers, you'll find on these websites. So these are most convenient way to post a job or advertise a job, or you can say source candidates externally. So many people, they upload their applications. The job seekers, they upload their applications or resumes online, and you can access their resumes and see if it matches your vacant position, and you can contact them with the given contact details and proceed with the further selection process. Now, this access of candidates, it's not free. Okay, maybe for some 100 candidates it will show you for free, but if you are adding filters, like if you want specific people like 0 to 3 years experience, having a BCom degree then MBA on perfectly, like BCom and MBA only, no other combination. If you want from any particular location, and if you want them to be, you know, as a HR training officer, or if you want HR recruitment, very much specific. If you're being too specific, then you'll have to pay some amount in order to access such resumes or applications from the database of these online website. So there are different plans. So we will deal with that later. So this is cyber recruitment, and these days you can find this, recruitment not just through these websites. Even social medias are being used for recruitment. You have job postings on Instagram, job postings on FB, even your Quicker has Quicker and all these, what is that? One more thing, wherein you sell things and all. So there also job postings are there. Even WhatsApp groups they have for job posting. So recruitment.
OLX.
Yeah.
OLX.
Sorry. OLX, yeah. So you can find, if you download those apps, or if you have those apps, you can check. There are job postings even in OLX and Quicker. So recruitment, it's literally being done on any, it's using any platform that is available online, and getting your job candidates. Now, only thing is you should know what kind of people you're looking for. You cannot put ad for a manager or somewhere in OLX or Quicker or FB. Only these blue collar jobs or entry level jobs, they can be taken. In Bangalore, you know, there were specific websites which were only for blue collar jobs. Blue collar job means like for drivers, for housekeeping, for, watchmen, security. Only for these there was a website called Baba Jobs or something. So there are so many websites which are very specific, which will provide you, candidates of specific what we call work experience or designation. So being a recruiter is very interesting job, only that you need to have a lot of patience and good communications skill to deal with people. And you can earn lot of money in recruitment, trust me, especially if you join a consultancy which looks for executive firm. One, you'll have fixed salary. Two, you will have incentives or the percentage. If you place a candidate and he sticks there with the company for 3 months, you will get the percentage of their CTC also. So you will earn anywhere between 30 to 50,000 per month easily. So, but it will need a little bit of experience, a lot of patience, and very good communication skills. If you prepare yourself up for this, you can easily get into any consultancies. And in Bangalore, trust me, if you walk some 20 steps, you'll find 2 recruitment consultancies beside you. There are so many consultancies. So there is a lot of opportunity. Only thing is you should know how to get the work done. And the next kind of recruitment is job fair. So if you can zoom your screen, you can see this picture over there. This is exactly how a job fair looks like. It is like, I think you all know what is a fair, Jatra. So this job fair is like a Jatra only, wherein too many people, like company people come, they will put their stalls and with their names and holdings or whatever company logo. So when you go there, they will again collect your applications, and maybe they, it depends again what kind of job fair it is. Few job fairs, they come only for entry level positions, and they will hire freshers. So you can go submit your resume there. So if they find your resume valid or relevant to their job opening, they will give you a call in future. So this is how job fair works. And there is no limit. You cannot, it's not like you can only apply to one company. Usually when you're going for job fairs, you have to take at least 10 sets of your updated resume, passport size photos, and Xerox copy of all your marks cards, right from your 10th standard to your post graduation. So you're supposed to carry at least 10 sets of these so that you can submit your resumes to at least 10 different companies. And don't think they will come there, collect your resumes and go back. They are not doing it for the sake of. They really want to recruit people, especially rural ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಮೇಳ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So go there, give your resume. You will at least have an idea how things work. So in future, when you become HR executives or hiring managers, so that time you'll have a better idea how to approach people and how to attract people towards your company. Okay, so this is another way of external recruitment. So how you treat people, see, when you're going in job fair, okay, as an employee, I will not talk about being a job seeker. If you are a hiring manager, how you respond to people, how you talk to them, that makes a huge impact of you and your company on the job seekers, because you are the first point of contact from the company, your company representatives there. So you have to be formally dressed. You have to know what your company is dealing with, what kind of position are vacant, and what kind of people you're looking for. When you have clear picture of this, only then you will be able to give information to the job seekers about what is expected out of them and what they can expect from your company. And when you collect the documents, you should make sure that you're maintaining the records properly and nothing is getting lost or fussed about. It is always nice to make different categories or sections while collecting resumes so that it becomes easier to scrutinize later. So this is about job fairs. And about job fairs, you can advertise them. Usually paper al baratte, pamphlets kodtare, or you can again put it in electronic media, which everybody these days operate. You can put it on Facebook or any websites where people usually log in to check for available jobs like Freshers World and all. So you should know where people approach when they are looking for a job. So you have to post it there in front of colleges when people are graduating. So they will look at those advertisements and they will apply. So you should know where exactly to post your ad. So this is about job fair. So these are all the methods of external recruitment.